Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. It's your boy DELRAY, Richardson, Platinum Artist, Platinum Songwriter, Straight Game TV. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your time. Hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel. It's very much appreciated. I haven't gone live in a while. Carla Shepherd, it's always a pleasure to have you. Madison Parks, West Coast Customs. Wait for some more people to come up in here. Let's talk about it. Said Daryl Miller, PR Black, Mar Dizzle, Nagoni Verb, Anthony X. Always a pleasure. Wait for us a few more people to come up in here so we can talk about this. JD, what's good? Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, said Marcel, what's happening? Kev V, what's happening? Hit that like button, hit the share button, because we about to do an expose, man. Hit the like button, hit the share button. Thank you, Carla. I appreciate you. Carla Shepherd's always in the building, regulating. Thank you. Yeah, for those who haven't seen, I interviewed William Lee Sane over on the Art of Dialogue. Y'all might want to go over there check that out. Got a few more parts coming from that. Jay Beal, Ronnie Kuntz, Windex Files, Darnell Radcliffe, Anna Little, Hang Time Eck, Isaiah Hunt, Yaya's kids, Jamal, Kojak, Scott N, Tammy Church. We're gonna get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, this one right here, a lot of people, like I say, they really haven't thought about, and I had to come live with this one for as long as we don't have any technical difficulties. But when you talk about the festering feeling that Tupac had for Reggie the Rat Wright Jr., I'm gonna go back to, you got to understand that Tupac got out of jail on October 12th, 1995, right? So the Soul Train Music Awards he was only on death row 11 months. So the Soul Train Music Awards, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, March, around about that time, right? So March, that's a few months. Tupac's All Eyes on Me was already released, so they moving on the album. So the situation that people have talked about, Suge talked about. I'll take it from Suge's perspective, because Suge, I know for a fact, was there. But I'm going to take it from more than that. I'm going to give you this. So the first time that Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. told this story, alleging that Tupac Shakur allegedly told him to shoot somebody. I want y'all to stick with this, man, because it's very important. Because Reggie the Rat Wright Jr., is now saying that Tupac asked him to basically uh, commit a crime, if you will, assault, murder, attempted murder, or whatever have you, at the Soul Train Music Awards. The first story was about Keefe D. And not that it was just about Keefe D, but Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. said that Keefe D had a gun, right? He said he seen him have a gun, and then he was telling him, "You bet not pull that. You bet not pull that." And Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. was saying that he had his gun, and that Keefe D ultimately, after that situation, had ran away. He said they all ran away. You know, he basically described Biggie and everybody. He's like, basically they all ran away. But he's talking about Keefe D having a gun. He describes Keefe D, where Keefe D was from as far as gang wise. He described it in great detail the first time he told that story on Bums First. But what you got to realize is, during that story, he said as Keefe D was running away, Tupac said to him, "Shoot him, Reggie, shoot him." Right? This was the first story. Now you got to take that and put that in the full context. Number one, what I understand from that, what most people won't understand from that is, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. knew that Keefe D was hanging out with Puffy. So when you think about that, you think about Las Vegas. So you gotta fast forward to what the temperature, right? Reggie Wright Jr. said he knew what the temperature was, and when he went into the grand jury, that's why he went to the grand jury, because he wanted to explain the atmosphere to the grand jury. He said, I really didn't have anything to offer. I just wanted to explain the atmosphere. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the situation and the story told about Keefe D having a gun, we come to find out, was an absolute 100% fabricated story. But why? Why would he fabricate a story about Keefe D having a gun at this particular time? Or should I say that particular time, some 9 years ago, right? Think about it for a minute. 9 years ago, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. on Bums First talking about this story at the Soul Train Music Awards, talking about Keefe D got a gun. He was about to pull a gun. I pulled my gun out, told him don't. He bet not. He bet not. He started running. He hit underneath their car. When he was running away, Tupac said, "Shoot him, Reg. Shoot him." Right? He said nothing about Tupac grabbing his arm. He said nothing about Tupac trying to pull a gun out of his hand. Right? As a matter of fact, he said Keefe D had a gun but didn't brandish the gun. Listen to the details that Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. gave in that story. He got Keefe D running away, about to pull a gun, Tupac telling him to shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. Ladies and gentlemen, we come to find out factually that was a lie. Not just a lie, but a lie with great detail. Great detail. So much so, it was Keefe D at first. You got to pay attention to this. It was Keefe D at first. Okay. 2 weeks ago, you take the Keefe D situation, and then you got to know, once again, with the Keefe D situation, Reggie is aware that Keefe D is hanging with Puffy, hanging out with Puffy. So when the Vegas situation comes about, right? Think about it. When the Vegas situation comes about, Reggie already knows what's going on. Right? Listen. Because remember, he called the police on Suge's homeboys and told them, don't let them guys in there. Now, he's supposed to be working for Suge, but he's calling the police on Suge's homeboys and the people that allegedly with him at the time. But he's calling the police, don't let them in there, because they plan on doing X, Y, and Z. Listen, you know that's a lie also. You know how you know that's a lie? because Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. said that, guess what? That if you let them in there, what they plan to do, they plan to pull Biggie off the stage. This is why he even came up with an excuse, and I'm gonna tell you why it's a lie, and you're gonna see. Look, he claimed that the guys, if you let them Suge homeboys in, the guys, he was gonna grab the guys were gonna grab Biggie off the stage, and he was trying to prevent what was gonna happen from that. Right? I want you to understand this. Check it out now. You know how that's a lie? Because Reggie then would tell a story about how he was standing right in front of Biggie. And from what C. Gutter said, they were leaving. Biggie had already got his award, right? For some, I think, One More Chance on one of those songs. Biggie had got a Soul Train Music Award, and they were about to leave because C. Gutter said they was going to catch a flight to North Carolina or South Carolina. It was one of the Carolinas, right? So they're standing right there in front of Biggie. So if anything were supposed to happen, it would have happened right then and there. But notice how Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. made himself the star with the gun, and Keith B.D. supposed to be getting ready to run and ran underneath the car, and Pac said, shoot him, Reg, shoot him. Notice how he put Tupac, he imputed Tupac in that. We know it's a lie because Biggie was standing right there. If anything was going to be done, it would have been done right there. He said that, everybody ran. The first story was everybody. They all ran. But Keith E.D. ran, yeah, he hit underneath the car and all of this, that, and the other. That's how you know that's not true, because Biggie was right there. He was outside. If anything was going to happen, it would have happened outside. That's story number one. Story number two came about 2 weeks ago, in which Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. did a video over on Bums First where he's saying, thank you, DJ Moonchild. He's saying, the night Tupac told me to shoot Biggie. So the story has moved now. This is the same place, same time, same altercation, but now Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. changed the story up with a new narrative now. No, it's no longer Keith D. Keith D didn't have a gun. No. Tupac told me to shoot Biggie. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can't see this buffoonery that's going on with this thing here, man, you ain't seen nothing. It's gotten out of control. He describes a story now, and where no, Tupac didn't say shoot Keith D, shoot Keith D, shoot him, Red, shoot him. He's now describing Tupac telling him to shoot Biggie. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna say it one more time. You have been hoodwinked. You have been led astray. You have been run amok by Gullible John and Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. They have hijacked these stories, created lies around the stories. Gullible John is not from the culture and has been exploiting Reggie, who loves to be exploited. It doesn't matter to him. If you're paying him, it's cool, right? But he went from Keefy D running and listen, man, this guy is so sad. He placed a gun in Keefy D's hand and the whole story was a lie. You got to understand that. The first story, the whole story was a lie. Now, all of a sudden, Tupac telling him to shoot Biggie. For lack of content, for lack of anything to say, for lack of any kind of truth, right? The second video, he's saying now, Tupac said, shoot Biggie. And Tupac was, from all description, was the one who was like the more of the rebel rouser at that particular time. Yeah, it's West Side, it's whatever, from what Suge was saying, like, right? They were supposed to be in the car together. I think Suge was driving, Pac was on the passenger side, and he was saying all the things he was saying. But Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. basically hijacked that, and now it's saying on the story that's done 2 weeks ago. The first story was 9 years ago, and in 2 weeks ago, it's now he told me to shoot. Tupac told him to shoot Biggie. It didn't happen. just like the first one didn't happen. But now that story wasn't good enough. So now he goes, as of yesterday, he goes over on Vlad, right? And Vlad, I don't really understand how you not really catching this for the continuity of the fact, because it's actually hurting your channel. When you allow Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. to come on there and tell a different story from the one he told 9 years ago, from the one he told 2 weeks ago, from the one that he just told yesterday on your channel. Not only that, but when Mr. Billy Garland, Tupac's father, came on, he was trying to discredit Billy Garland's story, who was Tupac's father, by saying all of these salacious things about Mr. Garland, and he didn't know him. But guess what? Vlad allowed Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. to come over on his channel and tell a whole different story about the same incident, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, not only did he tell a whole different story, but Vlad also played the C. Gutter interview that he did explaining the situation. But in this one, the title was now, "The Night That Tupac Told Me to Shoot Biggie's Friend, C. Gutter." So it went from Keepy D to Biggie to C. Gutter now. Reggie was about to shoot everybody. Tupac told him to shoot everybody, according to what Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. Has said. The first one was a lie. The second one was a lie. And this third one was a lie also, mixed with half-assed truth. Let me tell you why. So now Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. has exaggerated a little bit more, and now he's saying that he explaining, oh, now we know who it is. Listen, y'all, he had told Steve Keefy D first, Biggie 2 weeks ago, now C. Gutter. Now he's saying, oh, now we know who it is, C. Gutter. You mean to tell me Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. didn't know C. Gutter from Keefy D? We know that if he said he didn't at the time, he'd be a bald-faced liar, because in the first video, he explained who Keefy D was, what gang he was from, and all of the other things, right? So we know that would be a lie. He can't go back on that one. But now he's saying in Vlad's video, oh yeah, now we know who it is, C. Gutter, who had the gun. Because C. Gutter told the story about how he pulled it out, but he didn't raise it, but he pulled it out because he didn't know what was going to happen. So now Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. is now saying that Tupac told him to shoot C. Gutter. And Reggie didn't know C. Gutter from a can of spray paint that night, or who he was. Remember, he said it was Keefy D. Keefy D ran and jumped underneath a car. He was with Biggie and them, and so on and so forth, right? Come on, ladies and gentlemen. But more than that, C. Gutter spoke up, and C. Gutter, on the same interview with Vlad, C. Gutter didn't say nothing about nobody, Tupac saying shoot nobody, or none of those things. He said nothing about that. He said, yo, we got up out of there. That's what we did. And so now, 3 different stories, all of them lies, about the same incident. But the most egregious part is Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. is trying to implicate Tupac's name in something and talking about shoot him, Reg. Shoot Keefy D first, Reg. No. Shoot Biggie, Reg. No. Now we know who it is, Reg. Shoot C. Gutter. When none of them really happened. None of them really happened. Ladies and gentlemen, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. is now over on Vlad. He's telling Suge stories again. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. He has to. And most people say, well, they say, DELRAY, you kind of I believe you infatuated with Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. No, I'm going to dispel the lies in the things that he tell. And like I said, he keeps my name, calling me names. So what I'll do is I'll offer you something substantive in regards to dealing with him about the lies he's told from day one. I don't think you understand. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. has been lying from day one. From the time that Tupac was shot, he started lying. From the time that Tupac was shot, Reggie started the whole spiel with the lie. What was the first lie? Yo, Frank, say that Orlando tried to snatch Tupac's chain. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr., he wasn't even there. How do you come up with a story about somebody doing something and you wasn't there? That was lie number one. Why? Why would he say that? Because we know from the Soul Train Music Awards now, based on that video by Honorable John, the first question that he'd asked Reggie, he said, so at that time, you knew that Puffy was hiring Southside for security. And Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. said, yeah. And then he goes in to talk about the night at the Soul Train Music Awards. And that's how he implicated Keith E.D. in the situation with Keith E.D. running. So he already knew, according to Reggie the Rat Wright Jr., that was going on at that particular time, right? So by him knowing that, the Vegas situation is much more explainable. But once again, we know for a fact, I think Keith E.D. had admitted to being at the Soul Train Music Awards. But Keith E.D. said he didn't have no gun. Reggie was trying to put a gun in the man's hand and got him running. So think about this. If he would do that, then come some 9 years later, 10 years later, and 2 stories later, oh, shoot Biggie. No. Tupac told me shoot Biggie. No. Tupac told me shoot C. Gutter, Biggie's homeboy. So did Keith E.D. have a gun that night? Did he run and jump underneath of a car and Tupac told you shoot him too? Or was it Biggie? Or was it C. Gutter? Which one was it? This is the problem. And when you talk about what Judas did to Jesus, create confusion like Tupac says, that's what Reggie comes to do. So now he's back on Vlad, telling Suge stories, trying to clean up the lies that he's told. But it's too late. He's done too many videos, contradicting himself each and every time along the way. And talking about, oh, they trying to muddy up the investigation, as if he's ahead of the investigation. When he's been named by Keith E.D., Keith E.D.'s attorney, and the private investigator working with Keith E.D. as the orchestrator and the mastermind behind the assassination of Tupac Shakur. Remember, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. was the person who bragged about he set Keith E.D. up with the interview on Vlad. He set Keith E.D. up with the interview on the Art of Dialogue. Right? These are the things that Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. was bragging about. All at the same time, before everything kicked off, he now had put a gun in Keith E.D.'s hand at the Soul Train Music Award, got him running, ducking underneath the cars, and Tupac saying, shoot him, Red, shoot him. When it didn't even happen. You see what I'm saying? Now, 2 weeks ago, like I told you, he did another video about the same incident. But this time, the story changes. Now he's saying that Tupac, the night Tupac told me to shoot Biggie. What he's trying to do is dirty Tupac's name up. What he's trying to do is create sentiment around Tupac's name and Tupac so that people can be like, oh, Pac wasn't that good of a guy. Yeah, well, Keith E.D. and them Pac deserved what happened to him, right? This is what he's trying to do. He's trying to create that air of what that is. Flossing season. Thank you again. Thank you again. And so what he's trying to do, he's trying to create that environment. Listen, around Tupac's name, just like he did in Las Vegas on that night, y'all. You gotta understand it. He knew. Guess what? Reggie knew Keefe Dean was in Vegas that night. He knew. And he knew from the Soul Train Music Awards what it was. You see what I'm saying? He's saying, oh, he pulling the gun. He's saying Keefe D got a gun. Right? So he knew the tension about that, and he seen him in Vegas that night before the incident even happened. Of course he did. He knew. So, right? He get to the point where Tupac, thank you. I appreciate that, Yaya kids. He gets to the point where, listen, he gets to the point where, remember, when Tupac fired him, right? What was it because of? The security wouldn't let Tupac get his music. Remember that. And he fired David Kenner and Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. and his security for him as his private security. So go from the Soul Train Music Awards. Keefe D said he was there. Reggie said he pulled the gun. The part about Keefe D having a gun, he's saying he got a gun, like I said, and he running and, first is, Pac saying shoot Keefe D. Right? I'm going with him knowing the situation and the climate at that particular time. Get it? And the whole thing and how it stems from Keefe D allegedly, doing security for Bad Boy and so on and so forth. Reggie knew about that. Reggie seen him in Vegas that night. He seen him. He seen him. It's that simple, right? So he knew, but pretended to not know, right? So now when Keefe D says something about the orchestration and the mastermind, now you got to look at it differently. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. said something the other day that caught me off guard. He was like, well, if, Keefe D should have said, I paid him to do it. If he was going to say something, he said this on another channel. He was like, Keefe D should have said, I paid him to do it. Why would he even say, why would a person even suggest that somebody should say something? He didn't have to. It's not about that, right? But what Keefe D has yet to say is what he actually, truly, honestly knows about that. But the story that Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. told first was that Keefe D had a gun at the Soul Train Music Awards, was about to draw down. And Reggie came up and saved the day. Pulled out his gun. You better not reach. You better not pull it. Keefe D ran off. Hid underneath of a car. Tupac said, shoot him, Red, shoot him. It didn't happen. Because 2 weeks ago, he said this, talking about the same story, saying now that Tupac told him shoot Biggie. Right? And in the first story, when he said Keefe D, he wanted to give credit because he said that Biggie didn't run. And Suge was talking about how Biggie didn't run because Biggie was too big. But Reggie said, nah, wasn't that he was too big. Biggie got his stomach on him. Biggie got heart. He wasn't scared. Right? That's the Keefe D, along with the Keefe D story he told. So when he told us the story 2 weeks ago on Bums First about Tupac saying, shoot Biggie, this was the title. Right? Then Biggie standing right in front of him. Did Biggie have a gun too? Why would Tupac tell Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. to shoot Biggie? And in the Keefe D story, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. said Biggie didn't run. Why would Pac tell him to shoot Biggie? Biggie ain't had no gun. You get it? And then you go to the Vlad story, which he says what? Tupac told me to shoot Biggie's homeboy, C. Gutter. What? Now that we know who it really was, what do you mean now? If a person was there, you wouldn't have to guess that. That's something that you would remember. He was lying. He's been lying, and he continues to lie. And a lot of the things he's talking about, he heard from Suge. And that's the only thing that he has to live on. He has no stories of his own. Tupac didn't fuck with him like that. Tupac hated his guts. Like I said, if you're going to block Tupac from going to the studio to retrieve his own music, his security company from doing that, Yasmin Fula said it. Tupac went crazy when that happened and immediately fired David Kenner and immediately fired Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. and the security company. That's the other underlying part about it, right? If he's saying, oh, Pac saying shoot somebody, oh, so is it on from that particular night? Then we go to Vegas. Then after Reggie's fired, Reggie like, what? Fuck that nigga. I don't care about him. Suge, send more security. Tell Frank, send more security. I told Reggie, send more security. He ain't send nobody. Why? Because it was like, fuck that nigga. I don't care about him. If I can't make no money off of him, he just send the fax firing me. What I care? And he knew they were there that night. He knew what was going on. That's why he wasn't there. They had a ticket for him. He said, they say, you have a ticket for the fight? Reggie was like, yeah, I had a ticket for the fight. Why you ain't go? Because I was down at the club trying to make sure, we was trying to get the liquor license. Who? We? It was Suge's club. Only person that needed to be there was the people that was handling the business. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. knew. He knew. He knew. Like Tupac said, he knew. And so now, once again, when you talk about everything that happened in Vegas, now you understand why. You got to link it. As Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. keeps talking, we keep finding out more information in regards to this situation. And so it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me. Like I said, once again, he's now talking about Suge and Suge's and alleging Suge and being involved in the Biggie assassination. He's so mad now. He's unhinged. Right? Go figure. Go figure. And so once again, he still hasn't talked about whether he has immunity yet. Right? That's one of the things that we're waiting to find out also. So like I said, once again, the Soul Train Music Awards story, 3 different stories. That's the painful truth, ladies and gentlemen. 3 different stories. None of it's true. Trying to put himself in between each and every situation that went on involving Tupac and Suge when he was just simply security. Right? Then he has a story where I stopped somebody doing something to Nate Dogg. You know what I mean? When in fact, when he was actually needed to be able to handle business, he failed. Dismally failed. He failed Suge. He failed Pac in Vegas. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, you can't see through this. If you can't see this one, you can't see it all. He lied about the Gotham statement. He lied about the Nextel phones. He lied about Orlando's trying to snatch the chain. He lied about Suge Knight telling him who actually did the shooting. Right? He lied about being fired. You count the lies. He lied about the Soul Train situation. You get it? All of those things he actually lied about. You tell me why. I didn't get fired. Pac ain't never paid me. What? He said that Tupac fired him, sent the fax firing him. Now he's telling us that, oh, Pac couldn't fire me. Death Row paid my checks. Once again, pushing the goalpost back just a little bit further. Trying to grab onto something that Suge said to him or allegedly said to him when they were in Vegas, not when they were at the House of Blues at Keyshawn Johnson's draft party, but in Las Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, I keep asking this question and nobody seems to be able to answer this question. And Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. keeps going on these platforms. Gonna ask it one more time. How does a person talk about being fired in June from a fax that wasn't sent until August? I'm gonna ask it again. How can someone talk about being fired in June from a fax? Tupac sent the fax firing Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. on August 27th, 1996. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. said that that happened in June. There was only one fax sent, and it came on August 27th, 1996, the same day that Tupac fired David Kenner. That is an actual fact. But Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. once again told a story on how he was fired in June at Keyshawn Johnson's draft party at the House of Blues, and created this whole conversation that he allegedly had with Suge, and Suge telling him, hey, you know, Pac don't pay you no way. No, ladies and gentlemen, that conversation with Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. and Suge Knight, when Suge was asking Reggie, where was the Tupac security? It happened in Las Vegas to send more security. It didn't happen at the House of Blues because Reggie said Tupac sent the fax over there firing me. So I ain't got to worry about nobody put nobody to work. That's what he said. I played the video for you of Reggie actually saying that whole story about the Keyshawn Johnson draft party. You can't talk about being fired in June from something that did not come until August. The reason why he did that, ladies and gentlemen, because Frank Alexander had did a video over there on Bums First with Gullible John. And this is the sad part. The sad part about it is that John knows about it. So when you hear John ask Reggie Gullible John asks Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. a question, know that he's a fraud too. Know that he's everything. It's a perpetration of the fraud to the highest level. When John fixes up to ask Reggie, you know, Reggie, we've seen the video over there on the other channel, and usually talking about the art of dialogue or something like that, you know, and Suge said X, Y, and Z. You know, do you have anything to say about that, Reggie? Know that when John is saying that he's a whole fraud, because John did the interview with Frank Alexander, and Frank Alexander explaining it to Gullible John that the facts came in August. He didn't say the exact date, but he said in August, because Frank thought he was fired too, and he went to Tupac and said, yo, you fired me. And Frank said Tupac told him, no, nigga, you going with me. That's for Reggie. And clearly, if you look at the facts, it had Reggie's name written on it in ink. And then it had the typing as to the direction of the facts and what it wished to accomplish, right? Frank did the interview with Gullible John talking about that. And Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. hearing Frank talk about it, but never releasing the facts. Frank never got a chance to release the facts before his death. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. tried to get in front of it and mansplain it away, right? By pushing it up to June. You get it? Frank had already said August. He just didn't say the date. But Reggie came and was like, oh, no, you know, yeah, you know, Pop in around June, right? Just like I showed you the other day, once again. Oh, another thing he lied about. He lied about Tupac firing Yasmin Fula in around June or July. I'm sure y'all probably seen the video, right? He lied about Tupac firing Yasmin Fula in and around June or July 1996. Why would he say that, ladies and gentlemen? Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. would say that because he knew. He knew that Yasmin knew everything. But what he didn't know, listen, y'all, what he didn't know was whether Yasmin still had that fax. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. said Tupac fired Yasmin. You know what Yasmin did? She released that goddamn fax. Boom. Not just with the fax, but the fax with the date on it, August 27th, 1996. To prove beyond any shadow of a doubt that Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. was lying. To prove that what? You need motive? Why? Yasmin explained what? She was the one that went over to the studio to try to get the tape that Tupac wanted from the night before from the music that he recorded. She was turned away. Why? Because they told her that David Kenner said no. And who told Yasmin that David Kenner said no? The security. The security that worked for who? Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. Ah. You see, he tried to get in front of the Frank lie, knowing Frank was gone. May Frank rest in peace. And tried to create another narrative and push it out to June. Oh, it was June at the Hollywood, at Keyshawn Johnson draft party. No. No. Then he tried to say he was in, listen to me, he was in jail. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. was in jail talking to Gullible John on the phone, talking about Yasmin Fula was fired by Tupac Shakur in and around June or July. It was a flat out lie. Because guess what? If Yasmin sent the facts, oh, she was still working. Hired employee for Tupac's company, Euthanasia. She couldn't have been fired in June or July because guess who sent that fax in August? And guess who wrote the letter firing David Kenner? Tupac's godmother, Yasmin Fula. You get it? That's one of the most powerful lies that he possibly could tell. See, he wanted to move Yasmin out the way. Oh, no, she was fired. Yeah, Yasmin was fired from Tupac June and July. Oh, was she? No, she wasn't. She wrote the letter and she got the fax and she put it out. Boom. Once again. Now what happens? You know what Reggie did after that? Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. did a YouTube video apologizing to Yasmin. Facts. Facts. Not only that, but Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. unilaterally decided that he would take Yaki Gaddafi on that night Tupac was shot, or shortly after the next day, but I believe on that night, take Yaki Gaddafi, Yasmin's son, without her permission, to the police to make a statement. Yeah, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. did that. See, from day one, he tried to put himself in the mix. But then now he would lie and say that Yasmin was fired by Tupac. Just so nonchalantly, you know, as in the all-knowing. You know what I mean? Some powerful shit. All of what I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, has been backed up by video, documentation, and audio. Not one piece of information that I have just told you is something that I am speculating on. I need you to understand that. It's a difference, man. It's a difference. And so now, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. is now on Vlad TV telling a whole different story from which he told 10 years ago in regard to the Soul Train music. And he's saying that the late, great Tupac Shakur told him to shoot first Keefe D, then shoot Biggie in another story. And now, you know what? No, now that we know who it is or who it was, Tupac was telling me to shoot Biggie homeboy C Gutter. He didn't even know C Gutter's name at that particular time. So you know it's a lie. Now all of a sudden somebody told him when Vlad did the interview with C Gutter and C Gutter mentioned that he was the person that you know, pulled out the gun. Now all of a sudden Reggie remembers who it was. Oh, no, you know what? Keefe D, he didn't have no gun. No, he didn't tell me to shoot Biggie. It was C Gutter. Shoot him, Reg, shoot him. But not only that, he said that Tupac tried to grab the gun out of his hand. Now, he didn't say that the first time. Now, he said when KVD was running, he told him, shoot him, shoot him. That was the first story. The second story, he said Pac told him shoot Biggie. In this third story, now Pac is actually trying to wrestle the gun out of his hand. The story got a little bit aggressive as the lie, the lie kind of grew on its own. Yeah. That's Reggie the Rat Wright Jr., y'all. That's who he is. So like I said, I had to bring this recap of what I was telling you about so that you understand how detrimental this is and why Keefy D has made the accusation that he made in regards to Reggie. We still don't know it all. We think we do based on, I don't know it all. I'm listening to what they're saying. And I'm trying to put the pieces together and find the consistencies where they lie and the inconsistencies where they lie. But where they really truly lie is with Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. I gave you just 7 lies he done told from day one of the Tupac situation, the night that he was even shot. Even the most obvious lie when he told him not to carry guns. We all know that one, right? But the one that kicked me the most was the one that he said that Tupac fired Yasmin. And when Yasmin was the one who actually sent the facts. So she couldn't have been fired if she sent the facts. That is a fact, right? So yeah, like I said, I had to bring this to you, man. All the lies that have been told, like I said, Yasmin is probably in her mid 70s, right? And Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. is lying about her and how close her and Tupac relationship was. They knew each other. Feeney and Yasmin knew each other since 1973. But Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. would try to overtake the story and tell the story like he wanted to tell it, and he had no knowledge of Yasmin's employment, being fired, or none of that. And he claimed that he wasn't fired himself. So instead of what really happened and him being fired, he told everybody else that Yasmin was fired. But not only that, but where he told it from. He was in jail and he told the story. Gullible John ate it up. The gullible, lovable, huggable John. He ate it all up. Oh, really? Oh, that's what Pac was saying? Shoot him. Reggie knew he had him. But I guess they knew they had each other. Like, John, if you can go with these lies, you know what I mean? We can make some money. That's what he's doing. I get it. Even now over on Vlad. But now, once again, the lie has been exposed. You can't, they might take down one of those videos now, to try to get in front of that. You know what I mean? One of those other videos, like I said, they didn't think I'd go back to the video from 9 years ago to show you what the actual first story was. But I had to. I'm like, oh my God, he telling 3 different stories. Now you're on Vlad telling a whole nother story, talking about C Gutter. Like, oh wow. Really? Damn, I thought it was Keefy D. Oh, Biggie, no. C Gutter now. So ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I appreciate each and every one of you here. Hit that like button, hit that share button. We need the people to know what exactly we are dealing with in dealing with Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. and Gullible John over at Bums First. This is serious because, like I said, once again, in trying to control the narrative and trying to control one's or basically put themselves or put Reggie into Tupac's legacy like that when Tupac really didn't fuck with him like that is egregious. Now he has this little pamphlet of a book he's trying to sell, talking about the tales of a label boss. He didn't run no label. He didn't have no label of his own. Stop it. Once again, it's a book full of Suge Knight regurgitated stories. That's what it is. So like I say, more importantly though, ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes on the prize and focus. And once again, we gonna see what happens with this Keefy D situation. The trial's coming up. Before you know it's gonna be here. We almost in April. You know what I mean? And like I said, you know what? Thank each and every one of you guys. Hit the like button, hit the share button. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Thank you for all of the people who chose to donate and the people that didn't. Thank you just as much. You know what I mean? I appreciate you and I appreciate your time. Your boy DELRAY, straight gang.